So where Jagmeet Singh, Peter Julian, places where the NDP, we predicted these would be strongholds. We predicted.
This is like the fucking Coast to Coast AM with George Noory on election night. Like, this is legitimately absurd. I'm gonna call in and say the fucking Area 51. I'm being attacked by aliens in Area 51. And the public doesn't know.
Okay, you are watching Canada Votes 2025. After the vote, I'm Gloria Makarenko, and we're coming to you from our CBC Vancouver studios. And since this is after the vote, a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere, maybe we would love to hear from you about tonight's result. What are you feeling? What are you thinking about? What would you like to see next? Please give us a call, 1-800-825-5950. That's 1-800-825-5950. Okay, we hope to get a little bit of a conversation.
It's pretty funny how they're literally trying to get the public to talk. The CBC, the main core broadcast, went later in the evening for the American election than they did for this. Like, they were still going at like 4 a.m. I remember because I was fucking streaming. They're like, call in, do our jobs for us.
All the polls have gone and has been very, very close. Now,
okay, and we are coming to you live from our CBC Vancouver studios, everywhere you stream. And what we'd like to do tonight is take your calls, your reaction. During this election, we've been watching, we have some callers who are ready to join the conversation right now. Christina is on the line from California. Christina, hi there, welcome. Did we have an issue with
B-list,
audio?
B crew on the sound mixing?
Maybe. We're trying something new. We're just trying something new here. Okay, well, I think it was kind of interesting that she's watching the race from California. How are we doing in the control room there? Managing? Okay, anyone else we should be checking in with?
Good stuff.
Okay, let's try Quinn Campbell, who is on the line now from Calgary. Quinn, hi there. Welcome to After the Vote. Quinn, hi, good evening or good morning. I apologize. We are obviously trying something new here, and we're having some technical issues connecting with people who are calling in.
Gloria, do you want me to call?
I'll call in. You got your phone there.
First-time caller.
What do you think of the results tonight, Chachi Curl?
They're taking. Can we just do a bit on Elections Canada?
We did it already. Yes.
But for those of you maybe who are just joining us again.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's absolutely pathetic. Like I said, they went later with their American election coverage, even though the election was long over. Like, they called it. CBC literally hasn't even called the election. Like, they called it for the Liberals, but they haven't called what government it's going to be. And the main fucking broadcaster went off the air, and now it's got this B crew out of fucking BC, out of Vancouver. Like, it's absolutely pathetic. The CBC is so pathetic.
Number of advance votes that they had to deal with, which is call it a night and just say, sorry, folks, we're done for the night. We'll talk to you in the morning. Or do we get actually the benefit, the privilege, and the luxury? And so great thanks to the workers at Election Canada who keep apparently are still doing this, just keeping us informed through the evening. It could be that by the time...
Yeah, like Adrienne Arsenault is barely on television. Like, fucking get her to work. She should be on right now. I mean, what I will say, though, is that they might have went to bed early so that they could come back, which I'm not going to be. Well, we'll see.
Challenges.
If there's any developments, we'll see.
The number to call. We want to hear what you think of hope happens next. The number to call to engage with us is 1-800-825-5950. 1-800-825-5950. And on the line with us now from California is Christina. Christina, I hope we can connect now.
Yes, hopefully. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear. So what's going through your mind tonight?
So firstly, I just wanted to thank CBC for covering this so thoroughly. I think it really matters, especially to Canadians like me living abroad. So I'm currently in the States right now. I had to vote through the special ballots process, and honestly, being here, I've seen firsthand what happens when leadership choices kind of go in a different direction. And it's really made me grateful that in Canada, we're making decisions that are kind of making us move forward, not backwards. And I think this election just really showed that Canadians,
We're at the Canada exceptionalism night level of the night.
it doesn't matter how much pressure we get from the States. So electing Mark Carney, I feel like it really sent like a strong, clear message that we want responsible leadership. And his speech alone on election night, like I've been listening for the last couple of hours, it just captured everything I believe Canada stands for, like hope, compassion, stability, ambition. And he represents not just experience and expertise, but a real hope for our country. And I really think he's the best person to lead us forward. And hopefully by tomorrow morning, it'll even be like a majority government. So yeah, I think a lot of young voters kind of feel the same as I do, as much as, I think we're really happy to see the way that it's gone.
I hear a lot of hope in your voice, and I heard you use the word hope several times as well. And I don't know if you were tuning in a short time ago when we were reading out the social media post by former President Joe Biden congratulating Mark Carney and the Liberals, and no word yet from President Trump. But, you know, despite all of that hope, the tariff threat is still there and a lot of challenges are still there. How are you feeling about that?
I think those challenges are still there. And as much as we would love,
Yeah, look,
I think a lot of, I
hope the number to call to.
There's the number. Somebody's got to call. One of us has got to call. I'm doing something.
I'm feeling great. I think it's amazing to hear that this is the way our voting have gone. I feel like a lot of us, at least in the States,
This person is probably legitimately just a CBC staffer.
And it would end up being a very similar situation to how it's been in the States so far. But seeing that that's not the way it's gone, and, you know, we have the ability to have a Liberal government, have someone that for that it's amazing.
Okay, again, we do want to make this as interactive a process as possible. We would like to hear from you, whether you're in California or Ontario or wherever across the country, if you're up with us tonight. So the number
about in Ontario, California?
1-800-825-5950, 1-800-825-5950, and we'll get some more comments on in just a moment. But what was going through your mind as you were hearing Christina calling from California?
Someone needs to just call and be like adamantly pro-China. And that would be very funny.
Hoping voters would pick up, and so I think it shows that that message of trying to stand up for Canadian identity against the United States in general and President.
Yeah. You guys have been doing a great job covering it. Really appreciate it. I've been watching for almost 8 hours now. It feels good.
Okay, well, it feels good. You sound happy with the result. Just tell us what's been going through your mind as you've watched the results come in, especially the view.
I was talking to everyone, not just you.
Yeah, one thing that I thought was really interesting from Calgary is that the Liberals were able to flip Calgary Confederation, and something that kind of popped into my head was it was kind of the first time in my voting lifetime that I had seen a Liberal candidate hold a rally in Calgary, and the rally happened to be at McMahon Stadium, which does fall in that riding. So I feel like that actually did quite a bit, and it would be nice in future elections to see more of Calgary, represented. There's a lot of really awesome people here, a lot of really progressive, liberal-minded people. And I think if Mr. Carney was able to hold a rally in Calgary Center, it actually may have skewed that riding a little bit. I think they could have won that. So I know Calgary always complains about being underrepresented. A lot of times that comes from a conservative perspective, but I think as a liberal in Calgary, it was nice to see him there, but I think that if they did a little bit more work in Calgary Center, they could have won that riding easily, and I would love to see more visits from the federal government.
No, it was interesting to hear Mark Carney mention those visits as well, and it was almost like going into the belly of the beast. Those are my words, not his, but he did talk about not necessarily friendly territory, but it sounds like he did make an impact there. So, Quinn, thank you so much for calling. Justin, you have been watching some of the results in Alberta for us.
Yeah, and despite the fact that the Liberal Party did improve their standing in terms of their percentage of vote, you look at this map, it's still a sea of blue. And at the end of the day, when you look at what exactly changed in the province, there wasn't too much. So let's take a look at the next board that we have over here as we start to, are we going to zoom into Calgary right now? note, but you can still see all of these places, typically 70, 80% for the Conservatives. That's what held over the course of the night. Big margins. But then when you look into Edmonton or you look into Calgary, unfortunately right now our map seems to be a little bit frozen. There we go. You can see it's just still, well, this is Edmonton.
And a very good morning to you. We appreciate your being with us. I know this has probably been a very long day for you. How are you doing?
Really good. Yeah, it has been a long day, but it always feels good when you win.
Right. Were you already getting ready for bed when we were trying to connect with you?
Yeah, I was, but really glad to talk to you.
Canada is a major oil and gas producing company.
Sure is.
Strategy was.
Thank you for the
just to make sure
subscription.
We had a great
Or fucking
ground
follow.
game for the
One day
last
it'll be a
5
subscription.
weeks, and that continued today. So we just worked on our Get Out to Vote project, and that's what we did all day long, and it ended up successful.
Okay. And what about the door knocking, the actual campaign? What were you hearing on the street?
Well, we typically in this area here, the NDP is typically a strong fold here. We've had an MP for the last 10 years, Richard Cannings, at NDP. But there was a change at the doors where some of those NDP supporters had moved over to the liberal side. But we knew that there will always be NDP in this area, so we were hoping that there would be a split.
Helena, I spoke with Aaron Gunn on North Island just a few moments ago, and we were sort of talking about a new day, a new conservative party, or a new makeup of the Conservative Party as of tomorrow in this country. Where do you see yourself in the mix?
Well, I see myself as tomorrow is day one, learning how to be a member of Parliament. I've been on Penticton City Council for the last 10 years, for 10 years, and also on our regional district board, and just involved in our community. And now I have to take some of the issues, or look at some of the issues that we've been working on, and very serious issues that we've been working on city council, and bring them forward to the federal level, because there's so many changes that have happened in the last 10 years that really need addressing.
Well, listen, again, it's a real pleasure to speak with you, and I thank you again for staying up late and getting out of your jammies for us, okay?
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. It's been a long day and now a long night. But very good thing. I mean, this thing is coming to an end at the end of the day. And first of all, I want to talk about the Liberals did a very good job. Poilievre did a wonderful job, especially in the 905. And I believe some of the voters there were actually protesting against the Liberal because of the crime rate. There's so much crimes every day, over there, and then nothing is being done about it. And I believe that Mark Carney has the capacity to move Canada forward. However, I would like him to borrow from Poilievre's some of the policies Poilievre was planning, especially in the area of immigration. Our immigration has a lot of fixing to be done. Canada is actually attracting the wrong people. We have a lot of crimes, a lot of immigrants coming to Canada committing so much crimes, and the law itself is weak. I mean, people go to prison, they are back on the street, and they to commit the same crime.
Okay, so if that was an issue for you, Doug, what I'm also interested in is that you are in Pierre Poilievre's riding of Carleton in Ontario, and you're well aware he's not leading in that riding. There's actually a chance he might lose his seat. How do you feel about that?
I'm a registered Liberal member. I mean, when I went to vote, I saw the number of people on the voter list. It's a very long list.
It's a very long list. I know, but what do you make of where he's sitting right now in the polls? I mean, he could lose his seat.
Yes, the way it's going, potentially I see that happening, because a lot of people, including myself, see him as being arrogant. And I mean, I've never seen a campaign, a political party campaigning and saying that journalists will not be in the plane, journalists will not be in the bus. So I find that very weird. And a lot of people see him as somebody like Trump-like person. So all those factors kind of affected him.
Listen, it's been great connecting with you, Doug. Thank you very much for calling in. That is Doug in Ottawa. And again, if you'd like to share your thoughts about results this evening, please feel free to give us a call at 1-800-825-5950. And we've got some news. There's been a change in the numbers, Stuart.
That's right. The Liberals are now 4 seats away. 4 seats away from winning a very narrow majority. And so we are going to have to sit here a little bit longer to find out if they get there.
Good.
Okay. That was New Westminster that just flipped. Justin McElroy, can you tell us more about that?
I can in a second once our camera comes over.
Okay. So we can
Yes, he did, and he was clearly an immigrant himself.
for you, Justin. It's all good.
You got your back.
Put you on the spot there.
Whenever
That's the radical centrism. That's Canada's radical centrism. That's what it is these days. It's just pure. They hate everyone. It's yeah.
We have Ontario here, but if you take a look, we're talking about New Westminster, Burnaby, Millardville, riding that has been with the NDP for many years under Peter Julian.
So where Jagmeet Singh, Peter Julian, places where the NDP, we predicted these would be strongholds. We predicted.
This is like the fucking Coast to Coast AM with George Noory on election night. Like, this is legitimately absurd. I'm going to call in and say the fucking Area 51. I'm being attacked by aliens in Area 51. And the public doesn't know.
That notion of, just hang on.
This riding has been known to go back and forth between Conservatives and Liberals from election to election, but this
it
time
worked for me once. I voted
it's
for
Eleanor
them that way.
Olszewski, a lawyer from this riding. She says she raised her family in this riding and the threats of annexation for U.S. President Donald Trump. However, McPherson told us she is ready to be the only NDP representative from Alberta. The Conservatives proved that this is still their turf.
The number to call is 1-800-825-5950. Hello there, Anthony. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. Thanks so much for taking my call.
Okay, what's been going through your mind as you've been watching the results come in?
Well, my goodness, what an emotional roller coaster it has been for me this evening. I'm just blown away a little bit with what's happened and how the polls have turned out. My lady is back home in Delta, British Columbia, and happy to see what happened there, but what a turnout in Western Canada.
Okay, were there any, so you say you're from Delta, were you paying more attention to issues in Delta or to Calgary, where you're calling from this evening or this morning?
Absolutely, more attention in Delta. I'm just out here shortly for work.
Okay, so what are you thinking in terms of what's next for this country as government?
Well, I really hope that we're on an upward swing here. Hearing Prime Minister Carney's words tonight moved me. I hope we're in
How did those words move
for our country, and we really need to be united as one right now. There's no room for division or any kind of hatred, in my personal opinion, and I can carry all of our voices forward.
Listen, Anthony.
These people cannot be serious.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Good morning to you.
Hello.
So we've been talking about Conservative fortunes. Well, how are you feeling about the result tonight?
Honestly, I'm pretty disappointed. I'm a pretty big Conservative. I'm only 21 years old, but I'm super passionate about politics, and I'm particularly proud of how the election went tonight. I had a lot of hope. I've been to a couple of rallies, and every time you walk into that, wherever he's holding a room, you just felt like overwhelming with hope. It was a really nice community, and I think in the West mostly, who were struggling with all the things that I've been struggling with, young people wanting to own their own houses and have children and start their own families and start their own lives. We're really struggling to do that in the economy house. And I just think that I'm very disappointed that after 3 terms of the Liberal government, we haven't seen the changes that we need in order still naive to really thrive in this environment. And I think people want to survive, and I'm not too close to my future at this point, so I am pretty disappointed at how things turned out.
I'm just going to end it. Bye.
Now, was it Pierre Poilievre himself that attracted you to the party, or was it the party principles?
I tried to avoid politics as much as possible, but I started to pay attention to Pierre, and I really liked the way he spoke. And
I guarantee you this is paid staff for the Conservative Party of Canada. This is what happens when you do these types of call-in shows. You don't bet anybody, so obviously they're going to start calling to lobby the audience. There's nobody on the face of the earth that thinks this way. Isn't being paid to think this way. I'm sorry, but it's true.
I don't want to play any politician too much, but he just really gave me a lot of key reads in politics and really dove into them. And I just think that there's, like I just said, a missed opportunity. I think we would have seen a lot of good beneficial things for our country. And I think that his stern stance on politics might have...
His stern stance on politics?
But I think that in the face of the tariff and all of the international problems we're having, we need a leader who we know in a face is going to stand up for Canada. And
I mean, if stern is what you're looking for, I'm pretty sure Carney is stern, more stern than Polyev. You fucking weirdo.
I need to see that I feel confident enough.
Clearly, and with all due respect, you know, and I'm not one to talk, but this clearly has daddy issues.
And more set, but for now, that's kind of my main concern, is being able to thrive and not just feel like I'm surviving.
Thank you, Sniper, for
I need you to come save me, Daddy.
Yes, thank you.
Madison Bowers,
Come take care of me.
21-year-old feels disappointed as a young person who must get a home, start a family.
The young person who feels deeply entitled.
You are tuning into After. Listen, thanks so much to both of you. It's really a pleasure. Thank you very much as well. This completes our After broadcast from CBC Vancouver. I'm Gloria.